It's time for you to create your fate.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If we are new friends, I'm life coach Meg Ellis. And this channel is all about giving you the tools to create your absolute best life ever. And if you've noticed, this is not my recording studio. This is actually my home, my office. I live in Houston, Texas, and we've been hit with storm after storm. First, there was this crazy tornado and then this wild tropical storm. And then we actually had a hurricane. So all in the span of about 2 months. And unfortunately, my recording studio did not survive the chaos. So I've been recording the audio version of the show at home. Literally picture me in a closet with a microphone trying to manage 2 crazy dogs. Like, literally, it's been wild. So my new studio is just about ready. And while I've still been streaming the podcast audios on those platforms, I felt called to at least share the audio here with my episode. So while this might not be the best high-tech production over here for a few weeks, I thought it's actually more important to get you the content. So the last couple episodes have actually been really, really good. Some serious drops of knowledge. And I did not want you guys to miss out. So thanks for showing up for me on YouTube. I promise to keep showing up for you even through all this crazy weather. So if you see this video, just know that the audio is about to stream and that I will be back on video in the next couple of weeks. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for sticking around. And of course, I'll be leaving you with one last thing. Expect good things always. Welcome back to Create Your Fate, the life coaching podcast designed to give you the tools to create your absolute best life ever. I'm your host, life coach Meg Ellis, and I've helped thousands of people create beautiful and fulfilling lives by applying the law of attraction, the Enneagram, and many other mindset techniques. And today we are talking about the mind trap that is worrying. Or rather, we're going to be talking about not worrying and talking about trust, faith. So if you are a worrier or somebody who likes to be in control, or if you are someone with this rigid timeline of things that should happen in your life and things just aren't popping off for you yet, and you're thinking, when is life going to happen for me? It's happening for everybody else. When is it my turn? When are things going to start working out for me? Tune in because this episode is for you, and make sure that you subscribe. I do podcasts like this all the time to literally help you alleviate all these, like I said, mind tricks that are inside of your head. So today we're going to learn how to trust the process for whatever it is that you are working on or enduring right now. We're going to learn how to alleviate any pressure for a certain timeline that you have for your life. All those should be by now. I should be married. I should be graduated. I should be engaged. I should be married. I should have kids. I should have this role at work. I should be retired by now. All of these shoulds. We're going to get rid of those. We're going to talk about some powerful mindset shifts that you can apply today that will allow you to do all of this. And we're going to be going over the 4 key steps to getting your desires. Let's talk about worrying. There's so many reasons as to why we worry. It can be from screen time on your phone to societal expectations, to how we were brought up, to your DNA, to anxiety. It could be tons of things. We're not going to go too much into why we worry, but we are going to talk about ways to stop worrying, because I heard this quote about worrying and it literally changed my perspective on, am I going to choose to worry about this or am I going to let it go? And I know much easier said than done, which is why I want to share what I heard with you. And it is this: worrying is praying for what you do not want. Oof. And on this podcast, we talk a lot about mindset and where you direct your thoughts and how energy flows to where your attention goes. So if you are a worrier, you are just thinking about the problem more. Therefore, law of attraction kicks in. You attract more of the problem. So we're going to learn how to stop worrying. And what we're going to do instead is trust. Because we'd all like to have more trust, right? Oh yeah, that sounds really nice. I would love to just trust the process and trust that everything works out. Actually, you probably don't. I'm going to debunk that right now. You do not want trust. Naturally, you do not want trust. You want control. Because here's the thing about trust. Trust requires having very little answers, sometimes even none. So you might actually think that you want to trust the process, trust whatever's going on in your life will work out. But actually, what you really want is likely to control it. And actually, I don't know if you knew this, but trust the process, you know that phrase? It's actually the second edition. The original phrase was scrutinize and freak out over any tiny unexpected change in the process until you have 100% control back. But then they didn't like that. So they said, you know what? Let's just change it to trust the process. That sounds easier. So clearly I'm joking there. But that's what we do. We scrutinize, we freak out over any tiny little unexpected change in the process. And all we want is control. Today, I'm actually going to debunk control because control actually holds you back because you can only control what you know. And I can only know things up until this point, this present moment. And I'm not giving any power, any energy, any freedom to my future self, to what is beyond what I know. So I would like for things to happen beyond what I know, right? These amazing possibilities that are out there for me. But really, I hold myself back to actually just living by my capabilities, what I know, what I can control. And that really kind of shoots you in the foot for anything beyond your imagination, what you can actually think of coming to you. So here is the first step in actually getting your desires and trusting the process, trusting the process of actually getting them. So we're going to alleviate control. Control holds us back. We can only control what we know. And even now, our present self, oop, now it's our past self. Oop, now our present self now. Oop, 2 seconds go by, it's my past self. I no longer want to be bound to my past version of myself. I want to be open for things I can't see yet. You ever expect miracles? Have you ever experienced a miracle? And if you had, did you think it before it happened? Maybe, maybe not. So we're not going to be bound by control. We're going to tap into this thing called trust, which literally requires zero answers. If I have trust, I don't need the answers. You don't need answers and trust. It's either one or the other here. I like to use the example of a trust fall. Remember when you're at summer camp and you're standing up on the tree stump and you cross your arms over your chest and you essentially fall backwards and 10 of your other campers are there. They're all holding their arms out. And you're like, I don't even know these people. I just met them yesterday. You want me to fall off of this tree stump back into these people? Like that guy, like he's like a little like twig. That guy's going to catch me. I just met you. I don't know you. Yes, you don't know any of the answers. You don't know anything about these kids who are about to catch you. But you cross your arms, you close your eyes, and you just fall backwards. And the group of 10 people, they catch you. I went to summer camp for years. I never saw anybody dropped. But it's this trust that I'm going to be caught when I fall. It's not a no fall. It's not a control fall. It's a trust fall. So in that period of, I'm leaning backwards off of the stump to when I'm caught in the 10 other campers' arms, I don't know what's going to happen. You don't. But let me tell you what you do know. And this is our first key step into getting your desires. Know this. What you want, it's already yours. So say that out loud. It's already mine. It's already mine. What you want is already yours. And we're going to break down the word desire. You have a desire for something. You want this longing for something. Desire actually means, when you break it down, from God, whatever you believe God to be, God, universe, spirit, higher self, source, desire, from God. And God does not place true desires of your soul within your heart without a way to actually get it. So think about these deep desires rooted in your purpose. You just know. I don't know why I feel called to this, but I know this is what I want. Maybe it's a business endeavor. Maybe it's being a mother. Maybe it's getting married. Whatever it is, if you have a desire for it, there will be a way to get it. However, we get in our own way when we try to control things, right? Let me just take this into my own hands. Maybe instead of just falling straight backwards because the left side's looking a little weak, let me just kind of prance over backwards to the right. And then I miss the group and that's when I fall. It's all about alignment. God doesn't place true desires of the soul within your heart without a way to get it, but we get in our own ways because we're worried that it's not already ours. So we take all these extra steps to go above and beyond to try and control it to be ours. And we're not patient. Patience is a virtue. I don't know why hurry the hell up is not a virtue, but it's not. Patience is a virtue, but we never stick around long enough. We don't trust the process. And so I'll share a desire that's been on my heart. It's a desire of my soul, and it's to be a New York Times #1 best-selling author. I go on this TED Talk. I have this viral TED Talk. It goes wild. My book sells, and I become this amazing author that writes personal development books, and it helps people everywhere. Now, I'm going to trust that process, but I'm going to know that that is a desire of my soul, and it's already mine. Start thinking about one of your desires, a big desire of the soul. And make sure it's a desire of the soul, not of the flesh. Not, hey, I just want to eat tacos forever. Or I really want pizza for dinner. Or I really want this new Prada bag. No, I want you to think about a deep desire of your soul, something that is related to your purpose. What are you here for? And I want you to think about this big desire that you have. And I want you to ask yourself, how would your life differ if you started treating what you wanted as it's already yours? The perfect romantic partner who is the yin to your yang. The family that you've been dreaming of, whether it's peace and healthy relationships with existing family members, or maybe kids coming into the picture. Whatever it is, how would your life differ if you started treating your desire as it's already yours? Okay, let's talk about this and talk about my desire. We'll just talk about my TED Talk that I want to do. If I just simply wanted it, like I have actually wanted for about 10 years, let me tell you what happened. I just wanted it. Said, oh yeah, this would be nice to have it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. And guess what I did? Nothing. It just remained a little want that was in the back of my mind. But once I started treating it like it was already mine, it instilled inspired action where I began to align with the person in my vision. I'm on the stage. I'm delivering an amazing TED Talk to people. How did I do that? This person in my vision, what did they do? Well, first of all, they probably wrote the TED Talk. Where have you been using your desire off in the distance as a mere excuse for inaction? You want the dream job? Well, did you apply for it? Do you have the credentials for it? Now you can start seeing about this alignment, your alignment to your desire. Okay, well, maybe my desire, the dream job won't happen right now, but what I can do right now is I can work on this credential or take this workshop or get this certification or meet with a recruiter or whatever it is. But you start to align into who this person is in your vision. So you see this person and you start doing the things that this person does. For me, I'm going to take a motivational speaking course I'm going to take a course on how to actually write a TED Talk and then go into, hey, what can I do today? Well, I can even research how do you apply for a TED Talk? These things are in alignment with what I see for myself. You know what's not in alignment? Just wanting to do it and then scrolling on Instagram instead of actually sitting down and writing my talk. Or going out for happy hour 5 nights a week instead of dedicating an hour to write my book or dedicating an hour to completing my speaking course. Day Sire, it's already yours. All you have to do is align with it. You do not have to control it, but you do have to align with it. Another thing I like about this is this beyond just wanting your desire is the mantra that is at the end of this podcast every week. Expect good things. The mantra at the end of my podcast is not want good things. No, anybody can want good things. You have to expect them to happen. Expect good things. That is a level up. Not everybody can expect good things. You know that, right? Anybody can want things, but not everybody can expect them. You have to train your brain to expect them. Why would I expect them? That sounds like I'm setting myself up for disappointment if it doesn't happen. True. It is, which is why we're going to go into point 2, the second key that you must know for you to get your desires. You have to know that what is for you will find you. What's for me will find me. Do you believe that? I don't know. Never thought about it. Okay, let's think about it. Have you ever wanted anything previously in the past, but it didn't work out for you? Yeah, a ton of stuff. Me too. My marriage did not work out. Didn't see that one coming. I tried to control it. I sure did. Didn't work out. It wasn't for me. When I first got into boutique fitness and started teaching spin, I wanted so badly to be a master instructor and travel around and teach other people how to teach spin on a national level. Trust me, I really tried to control that one. It didn't work out for me. And then when I got to SoulCycle, I worked really hard and obsessed over being the number one instructor. Didn't work out too. COVID happened. Nobody could control that. We didn't see that coming. Things happen that we don't see. Our previous past versions of ourselves, they didn't see. And when my marriage was failing, when I didn't become a master instructor, when I struggled teaching indoor cycling because COVID happened, and that whole dream kind of crumbled, I didn't know what was going to happen. And it made me upset. I freaked out. I worried. I had zero trust. Entered victim mode. Why is this happening to me? Why is nothing working out for me? I should be this level by now. I should have this by now. And we put these imaginary timelines on ourselves that are related to societal pressures, what our family wants for us, what other people have, comparison. We have this desire of the soul, but we're not taking the soul with us because we tap into the ego. I should have this by now because somebody else either expects me to have it or thinks I should have it, or other people have it. That's not your soul talking. And how do you know when it's your soul talking or your ego? Well, the ego kind of makes you feel crappy. I can't believe you got divorced. You're never going to get married again. Wow, you didn't get master instructor? You must really suck at indoor cycling. Your soul makes you feel good. So we're going to start listening to our souls. Again, it's about that alignment. If you want your desire of the soul to manifest, we have to listen to the soul and kind of involve it in things. And here's the thing, the soul, your soul that came down to be with you on this earth, knows everything. It's not bound by time and space the way your human body is, right? But my human body only knows a little bit up until this point. I can only know up to my present moment. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? My marriage failed. I didn't become a master instructor. COVID happened. My indoor cycling career is busted. So all these things that you previously wanted, but they didn't work out for you. What happened? Did you make it through? What happened? Just sit down and think about it. Did anything come of it that actually ended up serving you better? Did you previously always expect them to happen? Here's a personal story for me. COVID happened. My indoor cycling career halted. Guess what happened? I developed a life coaching business. Didn't see that one coming 10 years ago. Didn't see it happening. It was not part of my plan 5 years ago. When it was actually happening, I still didn't see it because my ego self, my human self, only sees what I know up until this point. But my soul knew, hey, life coaching business, that's for you. So we're going to find you. It might be this really backwards way when this thing that you previously wanted to have this indoor cycling career, we're actually going to dial that back. We're not going to take it away from you 100%, but we're going to dial it back and we're going to do this really weird way. There's this thing that's going to be called COVID. It's going to happen. You're probably going to freak out for a little while. You're going to have zero control and also zero answers. So we're really going to have to up the trust here, but we're going to give you this thing that is for you. It's called a life coaching business. Interesting. And here's the kicker. It's like you don't ever know until it's already happened. Now I can look back and see every step of the way that quote unquote didn't work out for me. I can actually see how that actually was setting me up for what was a true desire of my soul. Things aren't happening to you. Things are happening for you. Everything is working out for you. What is for you will find you. And what would happen if you channeled this energy and trusted that you would feel the way you felt in the past when things didn't work out after you knew that they actually did work out for you? What if you projected that same feeling, but just applied it earlier? Hey, I know this is working out for me. Rather than waiting to actually see the results, let me just kind of back it up a little bit and apply it now. Hey, I know this is going to work out for me. And I see that, hey, we're taking this little pivot to my plan, but I know my plan is based off of my capabilities, based off of a past version of myself that doesn't know everything in the future. What if I let that go and I channel into this trust? And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open myself up to this third key. I'm going to expect to get what I want, right? I'm expecting this to happen because it's already mine and what's for me will find me. But I'm going to expect to get what I want or something better. Why would I close myself off to something better? If I knew I could get what I wanted or something better, why would I not go that route? That route sounds nice. It's like a win and then a double win. Do you really want to close yourself off to your something better life? Wow, being a master instructor and teaching everybody nationally how to be an indoor cycling instructor so they can motivate people all over the country. Yeah, that sounds really nice. You know what's better? Having a global presence teaching people how to live their life better. Yeah. Well, you got me there. Yep. So here's the thing is, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know it's for you? How do you know it's going to work out? How do you know that it's already yours? How do you know that you could potentially get something better? How do you know that what is for you will find you? I'm going to tell you this. You don't. And that's kind of the point. I don't know that these 10 campers are going to catch me when I fall backwards off of this tree stump. And for about 0.3 seconds, I might freak out. But I know if it's for me, they're going to catch me. I might even get a hug afterwards. We might all embrace in a big group hug. That sounds like it might be even something better. You don't know. That is the point. But I will say this, your soul, your higher self knows, and you just have to align with that version of you. Not the past version who doesn't know anything in the future, who's bound by capabilities and probably tainted by the fear of disappointment. Your higher self. And if you've never heard the phrase higher self, it's essentially your soul. So your higher self is the part of you. It's free of this ego that keeps us scared and safe in our human form, keeps us in doubt, keeps us worrying. It's free of that. And it's also known as your soul or your spirit. And it's said to connect to your higher consciousness, meaning the answers and your soul's purpose. And when you connect to your higher self, you can worry less. And when you live in alignment with your higher self, that's when you can become the best possible version of yourself, the one that is aligned with all these desires that you have that are already yours, that are going to find you. And when you align, that's when you can access what is for you, your soul's desire. You have to align with that higher self who knows your true purpose. Hey, my purpose wasn't to teach people indoor cycling. It's to teach people how to live a happy life. You have to let it go. You have to trust. And your higher self is always with you. It's a part of you. You're not just out here randomly flinging about like spaghetti on a wall, seeing what you stick to. You have purpose. For you to find it, you have to believe that you have one. You have a point of being down here. There's a reason why you're here. Your soul actually came down with you for a reason. Your higher self is actually a part of you. We just have to align with it. That desire. Align with your soul's purpose, your soul's desires. It's a part of me. Therefore, it's already mine. And what's for me will find me, even if it's something better than I originally expected to happen. You trust that you're not alone down here. You have God, source, spirit, angels, spirit animals, spirit guides, your higher self. You're not alone. But here's the thing is we act like we're alone. We don't act like we have this endless resource of higher wisdom to help us navigate through life's problems. We have these resources that we never tap into. We go about trying to do everything on our own, kind of flailing about here and there. And we never ask them for help. No wonder why things aren't working out. You're just trying to get it on your own. You've been just doing it the wrong way. One of my energy healers explained spirit guides to me. A spirit guide is this non-physical being that helps your soul reach its full potential on earth. And you can kind of connect with this energy, right? Because like I said, they're non-physical. And you can call them in. Sometimes they might be ancestors. They might be spirit animals, right? Maybe it's even like an old pet. And there are these beings, this resource that you can tap into and ask for help. They're literally just on a little cliff looking down at you. And they're just waiting to help you. And all you have to do is ask. You just have to ask. Ask me for help. And they are there for you. But we never ask because why would I ask anybody else to do this? That sounds like me involving anybody else means less control that I have. Control, 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 control. Let me just do this by myself. And here's the thing. If you're doing this by yourself, you are bound to a perspective that has only existed in the past as a past version of yourself. Wouldn't you rather connect to a non-physical, energetic, spiritual being or your higher self that actually has all of the answers? That just makes sense to me. Why would you go off of a limited scope versus an endless, boundless scope? And if that feels weird for you, try it, see it, trust it. What's for you will find you. And if it didn't last, it wasn't for you. But it can feel hard to alleviate this control when things just aren't working out for you, aren't working out for you, aren't working out for you. Man, it's working out for everybody else. When is it my turn? We have to know that if I truly believe what's for me will find me, if something didn't work out, if something didn't last, know that it wasn't for you. And that is not a failure, that's a success. Identifying what wasn't for you takes you one step closer to getting what is for you. You cannot hold on to all of these things in your hand that are not for you and expect to be able to receive what is for you. Your hands are full of things that aren't for you. Thank God it didn't last. Woo! My marriage didn't last. I could have tried to control and force something that wasn't meant to be, something that wasn't meant for me. I could have done that. I could still be in it. But then I would close myself off to amazing opportunities that came after my divorce. It would have closed me off to the relationship that actually is for me. I couldn't do both at the same time. You have to let things go. And I love this quote that says, "My heart is at ease to know what is meant for me will never miss me. And what misses me was never meant for me. What is meant for me will never miss me. And what misses me was never meant for me." We have to detach. And that's this fourth step, detaching from the outcome that we think is best. You have to release the outcome. That is the last key here. Because when you think something should be a certain way, you also have to question, why do I think it should be this way? Is it societal pressure? Is it an expectation? Is it something my family, my culture expects of me? Is it something that somebody else has, so therefore I want it? This is the norm, so I think it's for me too? What is it? You have to start questioning, why do I think I should have this? And if you don't feel connected to it, then it's probably a desire of the flesh and not one of the soul. You will know when you have a desire of the soul. You will. But we have to release the outcome. That is key. We cannot have an attachment. Because think about it. If you are attached to your own outcome that you think is best based off of a past version of yourself and a limited scope of knowledge, what are you sacrificing? What are you risking? How are you going to be able to receive what is for you? And it might be beyond your greatest imagination. You haven't even thought of it yet, consciously, humanly. You don't even know what it is yet. Things were working out for me when I did not become a master instructor with my first company, when I went to SoulCycle and everything kind of went to the wayside because of COVID. Things were already working out for me, and I had not even imagined the scope of what I would be doing as a life coach. That was not even a thought in my mind, but it was a desire in my soul. So we disconnect with all these thoughts of our mind, knowing that most of them are probably externally influenced, but we're going to detach from these ideas of our mind and connect to our desires of our soul. We have to release the outcome. And you can do that. Wow, releasing the outcome. I thought this podcast was going to relieve my worry. Releasing the outcome, releasing control, that actually makes me want to worry more. But you won't. If you know what you want, your desire is already yours. It's already yours. You don't have to grasp it so tight because you know what's for me will find me. And it might be what I want, but it actually could be something better. And if I know that, if I know those three things and I trust them and I believe them, I learn to believe them, I start to release worry. I start to let things go. I start to connect to my soul and less from my mind. Then I actually can release the outcome and open myself up to a deep desire coming to me, even if I don't know what it is yet. Wouldn't that be cool? Just imagine whatever it is you want, just whatever it is, think about it. What if you got it and it was 10 times better? What would that look like? Wouldn't you be interested in being open to receive that? Sure would. So the 4 keys to alleviate any type of external pressure as to what you should be doing, why you think things aren't working out for you, why you're spinning in circles, not getting what you want, worrying that you're not going to get it. 1, you have to know it's already mine. 2, what's for me will find me. 3, and it might even be something better than what I actually expected. I'm opening myself up to what I want or something better. And 4, releasing the outcome, getting rid of that attachment to the outcome, and truly, truly, truly being open to receive whatever is truly for you. And guess what? It's going to be out of this world. It's going to be better than you could have even imagined. But it's going to require a little bit of faith and a little bit of trust and a little bit of help from your spirit guides. So tap into those. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to subscribe. I post episodes like this all of the time. And of course, if you know somebody else who might be getting in their own way and could alleviate some worry by listening to this podcast, send it to them. I really, really appreciate every time you share my podcast, when you send it to friends, when you post it on your reels and your stories. I really, really, truly appreciate that. So thank you. It helps me grow. It helps you grow. It helps me reach more people so they can grow. So we all get to grow, and I get to continue to produce amazing episodes like this and get amazing guests on the show for us all to learn from. But that's what I got for you today. If I could leave you with just one thing, truly, it would be this: expect good things. Always. And they will happen. Be sure to check out my brand new digital course, 21 Days to Positive Thoughts. Go from being consumed with negativity to actually thinking kind things about yourself in only 3 weeks. That's right. Head over to letscreateyourfate.com or check out the link in the notes to get 21 Days to Positive Thoughts now. And for a limited time, you can get the course for only $29 when you take my free masterclass, Manifesting 101. That's right, 2 courses for only $29. Download them today and start creating your best life ever. That's all I got for you today. But of course, if I could leave you with just one thing, it would be this: expect good things always, and they will happen.